So what is up, everyone? Today is Thursday, January 15th. I'll be trading the Nasdaq like I always do. So I'm coming to this session with a pretty bullish bias, honestly. So I don't know if you guys remember yesterday, but I was talking about how we had this on the 4-hour, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, we had this volume imbalance, right? So it's essentially this gap where these two candles don't touch, right? We essentially just kind of gapped up from Friday's close until Monday's open, right? So we traded back down into this volume imbalance. We reacted ridiculously strongly out of it. And I feel like at this point, we're finally going to break above like these highs I've been wanting to see get broken, right? There's all these like relative highs next to this unfilled daily fair value gap. So I want to see at least this unfilled daily fair value gap get hit. I mean, I don't know if it'll necessarily get hit today, but that's the main draw I'm looking to see get hit, honestly. I think the more realistic draw, though, is these internal highs I have marked up here. I mean, essentially, though, I'm probably looking for a continuation long where, like, we essentially just trade into a 5 or a 15-minute gap and give me a rejection coming out of there. How's everyone's morning going, though? I saw some people saying good morning before I got here. Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning, M. Kotu. I wish we pulled a little further down so we could have tapped into that 15-minute. Well, we already tapped into the 15-minute, but I guess I wanted us to sweep out the low inside the 15-minute, I should say. What's up, Bakakenu? How are you, bro? I'd say I'm pretty bullish today, though, to be honest. I know we are trading inside of this 5-minute gap. He said, thanks to God, I'm fine. It's something almost happened. Hopefully we can come down and tap into this unfilled... Well, it's not unfilled anymore, but this 15-minute gap. I guess maybe not. What's up, KVN? How are you? You're good? Glad to hear it. So we finally took out this low inside of this 15-minute gap. Honestly, I'm looking for an inversion to the upside. I hate how it's waking up immediately, though. Yeah, there's no gaps on really any time frame I could take an inversion off of currently. Because I am expecting price to react from this area down here. You said, how about you? I'm okay. Honestly, I've been better, but I'm chilling. Can't complain. You said you're bullish? Yeah, I'd say I'm bullish, honestly. I feel like we are a little, like, maybe a little overextended, where, like, maybe we need a little bit of, like, a pullback. But I'm like, I don't think us sweeping out these highs is going to be, like, an area we're going to react off of, to be honest. And, like, we'll temporarily react off of it, but, like, I don't think... I don't think it's going to push us very far down. I could be wrong, though. I mean, I always got to stay reactionary. So right now, we've definitely traded deeply into this 15-minute right here. I'm trying to think if there's any gaps below it might want to hit. I'm not really seeing any other gaps. So I'm essentially waiting to see if we get a reaction at any point down here, but... You said tapping in. Yeah, it's tapping into the 15 minute. It's pretty deep in the 15-minute. So honestly, I'm considering if we get this like 1 minute inversion right here, I honestly might try this. So I have to wait for a candle to close through this gap and just go for like a 1-to-1. But honestly, this wouldn't be a bad long. You know, 40-point stop. So we're not really giving the reaction I wanted, at least right now. We're also probably going to open up this 2-minute gap, if I had to guess now. Said, how do I get more FPS on TradingView? I mean, I don't think TradingView necessarily has an FPS. I mean, is your computer slow? So we're going to open up this 2-minute gap, it looks like. So this 2-minute gap is now the highest time frame gap in the leg. I mean, we're probably going to open up this 5-minute, though. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Honestly, even if we do get this 2-minute inversion, we're going to open up a 5-minute probably right here. So honestly, I really wouldn't take this 2-minute long, honestly. You said, nah, I got a 2022 MacBook, but TradingView runs choppy? Honestly, I'm not too sure. The thing I'm bearish, yeah, I mean, we might be temporarily bearish. I'm trying to think where. I'm just trying to think where we'd retrace to if we were going to continue long. Maybe we could come down, take out this low, and react off that, maybe? So, I mean, we have an unfilled 5-minute gap above. There's no entry I could really get to it. Currently, at least. So we tapped into this 5-minute gap. I definitely want to pay attention to how we start reacting with this 5-minute. I'm just looking. Like, if I were to take a short off this 1 minute inverse. I honestly wouldn't be the biggest fan of a short right now. I don't think. Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, I couldn't even get a good short entry here. I mean, we didn't even open up a 1 minute gap here. And like, I'm not taking this 30-second. Yeah, honestly, you said the 15. Yeah, honestly, I want to pay attention to how this candle closes. Because to be honest, like, if on the 15-minute, if we close through this gap, I'm going to temporarily be bearish, to be honest. You said you have trendline liquidity to the downside. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't say this is too clear. Like, I mean, I guess maybe there's like a little bit of trend line like here. I feel like this whole thing itself, though, I wouldn't say isn't too clear trend line, honestly. I feel like we're just moving pretty bullish, though, honestly, right now. Like, I feel like when you zoom out, though, when you look at like the higher time frame, like the 4-hour, for example, like once we tapped into this volume imbalance, like we've been getting a very strong reaction out, and we're probably gonna invert this 4-hour gap right here. So I feel like the thing is, like, even if we pull back right now, we're still inverting all these 4-hour gaps. And, like, there's no daily gap. So, like, at that point, I feel like once we invert this 4-hour too, I feel like we should at least go to this internal high up here. Like this one up here. You said we did take pre-stay high. Yeah, we did take pre-stay high. You are right. I feel like this retracement, though, could be... I feel like at open, we just had a push down. And, like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard me talk, like, Judas swings. But I'm pretty much viewing, like, okay, we're trending up. Like, 9:30 open is going to be a Judas swing down. So, like, I don't know how far down it'll go. But the way I'm kind of viewing this push right now is, like, okay, we open down at 9:30. And afterwards, we're just going to, like, continue up. What's up, Vizit? How are you, bro? You're good. Glad to hear it. You said depending on how this 15-minute closes, I'll know my next move. That's not a bad plan, honestly. I feel like it's looking like this 15-minute gap's going to hold pretty strong at this moment in time right now. Oh, wow. What is this? So if this 5-minute wants to give me a very good close, what, I have 50 seconds to figure this out? Honestly, if this 5-minute gives me a good close, I'm going to try this. It's a crazy stop, though. That's a 75-point stop. So only if I get a good close through this gap, I'm probably going to try this long, honestly. I'm going to go break even at the most recent internal high, though. So if this thing wants to spike up and take out that break even point, I can't take this, but... So in 15 seconds, this candle's going to close. Yeah, I don't really trade retest of IFVGs. So I definitely want to pay attention to those candle closes. 3, 2... Okay, I'm in there. Damn, I'm low-key under risk, but my stop loss was so big I had to under risk. So I might be... Am I break even already? I'm break even already. That was mad quick. Here's my executions. I wouldn't be surprised if I stopped at break even, honestly, but yeah, I'm probably getting stopped at break even right now. Okay, yeah, stopped at break even. Honestly, though, I feel like it was worth a shot because I feel like I know there was a chance. There definitely was a chance we could have closed to that and just shot up. Because, like, we're respecting this 15-minute bullish gap. And, like, look at the close of that 15-minute candle. Like, you see, we wicked down, came all the way back up. We closed to this 5-minute almost immediately. Like, honestly, that's something I'm willing to try. You said you in? I mean, not anymore. You said, yeah, honestly, I don't retest IFVGs, though. Like in that case right there, I feel like that candle, I think that candle just closed and just shot right up pretty much. Well, I guess we got a very small retest this time, but I did market order though once we close to the inversion. It's honestly low-key interesting to me that, like, so we swept out this high, we put in an SMT up there, and we're reacting down pretty strongly. Like, I feel like in bullish order flow, we shouldn't be doing this. But honestly, though, I feel like the best setup I'm probably going to get today is if I wait until 10 a.m., have 10 a.m. manipulate down, and then I get some, like, long out of there. That's probably going to be the best shot I got today, honestly. You said I thought it was going to open falling because I was at the top. It consolidated. I mean, yeah, we did push down at the open, but not a crazy amount. Honestly, based on the reaction off this high, though, we might come down a little further, honestly. You said I got BE? Yeah, I got break even, too. Honestly, though, like, I feel like that 5-minute, like, it was worth trying. Like, it was definitely worth trying. You said, I think this is the launch pad. Gonna move one way or the other, probably down. Interesting. Are these equal lows? We're even leaving behind. These are equal lows over here. I feel like these are probably gonna get swept, honestly. You said, I haven't slept for 18 hours, bro. I'm sleepy. You said the grind never stops. I mean, I definitely respect that, but why haven't you slept in so long? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty tired too, honestly. You said, if I sleep RN, I'll be backtesting in my dreams. I actually was backtesting for so long last night. I feel like I took losses 2 days in a row. So, like, I was like, oh, I have to backtest now. So I was backtesting for, honestly, like, it felt like 3 hours, but I think I took a break in between, but you said, look, launch down. Yeah, it's honestly kind of starting. You said, how'd the back test go? Any new information gathered from yesterday's data? I mean, honestly, my backtesting session went fine. Honestly, at first, I low-key wasn't even doing the best. I kind of started off with like a bad couple of weeks, and then I kind of kept going, and then I had a really good month at the end. I had one month that was like pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say I really had too many takeaways, honestly. I feel like one of the main takeaways I got was I feel like I was questioning my system a little bit, and I really shouldn't be questioning my system, if that makes sense. But you said, bro, Tim, true story. The strategy I use RN, I used to backtest it in my dream. It's pretty funny, honestly. You said, what's your bias for today? Overall, I'm bullish. I mean, I want to see... I feel like the main thing I'm looking to see right now is I'll wait until 10 a.m. I want to see 10 a.m. manipulate down into this 4-hour gap that we're going to open up. And then if I can get a long coming out of there, that would be really nice, honestly. Should same 10 a.m. for manipulation. Yeah, because I feel like the other thing is when you look at the 4-hour, whenever it loads, so we had this like volume imbalance down here. You can see like we tapped into this volume imbalance and look at this strong reaction out of it. So like even though we're pulling back a little bit right now after taking these highs, like I'm still bullish honestly up until at least these highs. But honestly, I could really see like we had this unfilled daily fair value gap up here, and we came really close to hitting it multiple times and never actually hit it. So I really feel like that area's got to get swept. Said, hell yeah, made $12 in that push down. Hey, profit's profit. Said 4-hour FVG is going to form. Yeah, honestly, I'm looking for longs there. That's what I'm doing, to be honest. I just gotta wait 7 minutes. And that'll align with my 10 a.m. manipulation as well. You said, how do you see that so easily? A 4-hour FVG? I mean, like, I'd show the 4-hour. I feel like when you look at charts so long, I can just easily pinpoint FVGs. I mean, I have an indicator that marks them out for you as well. It's called, like, FVG/IFVG in parentheses, like, in parentheses, nephew _ Sam _. I don't know why it's called that. But, you can even show inversions. Yeah, yes, you can even show inversions if you really want. So, like, see, it'll show you, like, I don't know. I actually don't know why it's marking this one as an IFVG, because it's not an IFVG until a candle closes through it. But oh, wait, it says wait for candle to close to identify FVGs? Interesting. Well, I pretty much never use that, though. You said, what's your longest losing streak thus far with your strategy? I know on stream, I'm pretty sure. I think I've lost like 5 or 6 days when I first started streaming. I think I have like a 5 lose streak. I mean, I can pull up my backtesting data from yesterday. Yeah, because honestly, I can't really see myself taking any trade until 10 a.m., to be honest. This is taking me longer than it should. Here we go. So I tested, this is April of 2024, and I lost like 4%, which is the equivalent of like 4R. And then honestly, I'm not gonna lie, after I did this, I low-key just got pissed off. And then I was like, I'm gonna start a fresh session. So I started a fresh session, and then I tested like 2 more months. So this is March. I didn't even do that good in March either. I only finished up like 1.14%. And then I did April of 2025. This is 2025 now. In April of 2025, I low-key cooked in. And that made me feel a lot better. I mean, this is low-key abnormal results, but I finished April of 2025 up like 9R. And then I was like, okay, I can chill out now. I think what was my for this session though, I took what, 50 trades. I had like a 63% win rate, and I barely averaged over a 1-to-1. But should dump incoming. I mean, honestly, I'm hoping. I wanted to wait until 10 a.m. to dump, to be honest. Dude, what long did Patrick from... I don't know if you guys know that I always pay attention to trade other people's take. I don't know if you know Patrick from PB Trading. What did he take? He must have taken some 15-second inversion. He had to have. Oh, wait, now that I think about it, I bet... You know, if I had to guess, I bet Patrick probably took a long over here. He probably went break even when we tapped into the unfilled 5-minute. Dude, and he held... Nah, there's no way he hit this. So let me guess, dodgy? Nah, you know Patrick from PB Trading? He took some long, like, down here. Or maybe somewhere up here. And I'm just trying to figure out where bro got his entry from. Oh, wait. He probably took this 1 minute. That makes a lot more sense. He probably took this 1 minute. I think that's low-key kind of a shit setup. Well, it's not a shit setup. I mean, it worked out. It's not the best, though. So we have 10 a.m. open now, which is kind of exciting. You said that's low-key. Yeah, I mean, I know Patrick's a good trader and all. That's the same thing I'm thinking. I'm like, yo, why is he taking this? So there's no news at 10 a.m. So I just want 10 a.m. to push lower. Ideally, I want to see it tap into that 4-hour gap. You said, I need to learn English? What's the best way? Honestly, I'm not too sure. I mean, I was born in America where we speak English. And honestly, I've never learned another language in my entire life. Honestly, I would just try Googling what's the best ways to learn English. Because honestly, I really don't have a good answer. You said, yo, Tim, can you teach me how to take partials on Top Step? You have time? Yeah. So when you take a position, right? So like, let's say I'm in for like, imagine I'm in for 2 micros, right? Like, let's say I'm in long for 2 micros. You can right click up here and do like a limit sell and a limit sell 1. So like, let's say I'm in a long position, right? Like, it would only close one of my 2 contracts when it hits up there. And it would be like the reverse for like if you're in a short position. Like, I could just right click and do limit buy 1. And you could even on the right side, like you see how there's the order panel, instead of having market, you can just change it to limit and type in your limit price and type out how many contracts you want to do. So you could do it that way as well. So like you kind of gotta do the math in your head, but like if you know like that bar you drag on Top Step where it like full closes your position, it'll adjust when you start partialing. If that makes sense. So like it'll close out whatever the remaining position is when it hits that. You said I speak 2 languages. The best way is conversational learning. You got to be able to talk back. Look into popular programs to learn, like Rosetta Stone, and commit to it. You said, thank you very much, bro. I had to take $200 profit yesterday in a short, and I could have made 800. I know how to take partials. I'm new to Top Step. Yeah, of course. You said, bro is sponsored by Rosetta Stone. You said, do you know the Trading Geek, the Asian guy? What do you think about him? Honestly, I don't have too much thoughts on him, to be honest. I don't really know much about him. You said Rosetta Stone's good, not gonna lie. Yeah, I've never tried Rosetta Stone. You said, how's it going, mate? Pretty good. How about you, bro? So interestingly enough, on the 15-minute chart, we did invert this 15-minute gap right here. You said, bro, Tim, someone said you have an Asian ancestry, and not gonna lie, I guess you mean I can't unsee it? Honestly, I'm not seeing it, to be honest. You said the dump didn't dump there? Yeah, I want us to dump. I really want us to pull back into this 4-hour gap so I can take a long. You said this is a long time now, I think. I mean, we might push up a little bit. I'll low-key be kind of sussed out if we start moving up, though. Because, like, in my opinion, I feel like we're not really delivering from anything significant. I feel like really, like, for us to really, like, significantly push up, I feel like 10 a.m. should at least manipulate into, like, a 1-hour gap or, like, a 15-minute gap. Said, bro, you look like those Korean actors, maybe it's the angle. I'm not even sure what Korean actors look like. So, are you guys saying I look something like this? Or like... You said you look like you'd be named King Dong-Woon. Oh, honestly, this one, I could low-key see this one. I feel like he looks more like a vampire than me, though. Said spitting image. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't agree with you guys until I saw the picture, and I'm like, okay. I've never heard that one in my life, though, honestly. It's pretty funny. You said that one, too, kind of look the same. No, you're good. I mean, like, I have to abide by the YouTube community guidelines, but like, honestly, like, outside of here, I have a pretty dark sense of humor. He said, "Don't worry, bro. It's a compliment. You look good, bro." Thanks for that, Bison. You said, "What's the bias for you?" Honestly, so at this moment in time right now, I'd say I'm very bullish. So like, if we look at the 4-hour, I feel like that's really where I'm getting most of my bias from. Like, we tapped into this volume imbalance, where it's essentially this gap where like two candle bodies don't touch, right? So essentially, like, this is Friday's close, right, to Sunday's open. There's kind of like this gap and there's even part of this gap that's not filled in, but we tapped into it. We're giving a strong reaction out of it. And honestly, I feel like we're going to be bullish until at least this high up here. But the thing I'm looking for right now, at least, is like once you zoom in, I want us to manipulate a little further down into this 4-hour gap right here. Because like I always talk about how 10 a.m. manipulates a lot, right? So I want to see 10 a.m. manipulate down. And from there, I want to see a confirmation going back up. Because I mean, I know I talk about this all the time, but like why 10 a.m. is really so significant is like 10 a.m. is the open of a new 4-hour candle and a new 1-hour candle. And I feel like most of these like 4-hour candles, they print wicks on the opposite side, right? So like if you imagine like this 4-hour candle, it wanted to move bullish, but it moved down a little bit to wick down, right? This one, it's moving bullish, but at the start it wicked down. And this one barely wicked down, but so essentially like I'm looking to see us wick down with this new candle and then continue up. And it's the same thing with the 1-hour though, right? So it's like the 1-hour opened up a new 1-hour candle, so it's like we should push down and go up. Yeah, you said open, high, low, close, open, low, high, close. Yeah, exactly. I feel like there's like a lot of different names for it. Like you could call it open, low, high, close. You could call it like accumulation, manipulation, distribution. You could call it PO3. But it's relatively the same concept. Said there's the dump I was yapping about. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I feel like you know where the market's going to go. You just don't know when it's going to go there, if that makes sense. He said, right. I mean, sometimes too, I'll be like, yep, it's going to go hit this low. And then I'll enter a position and it'll stop me out. And then it'll hit that low. And I'm like, You said, I'm hoping the price will retrace to at least London low. Me personally, I'm not going to lie. I don't think if price is going to continue bullish, I really don't think it would come that far to London low, honestly. But, I mean, I could be wrong. You said, that's how I lose. I know too much without waiting for it to prove. Yeah, confirmations are goated. You say, but say we get some bullish FVGs that get inverted, so where you're not going to take a short to the 4-hour. Honestly, I don't think I want to take a short to the 4-hour. For the main reason, I feel like I just be fading a trend that's too bullish, right? Like honestly, there is a scenario where we just don't tap this 4-hour and we just keep going up, if that makes sense. So I feel like in this case, I feel like I'd just be fading a trend that's too bullish in my opinion. Yeah, we're not even opening up. I'd want to see us delivering from a 5 or a 15-minute bearish gap as well. And there's really no 5 or 15-minute bearish gaps in this leg. We're just kind of chopping since 10 a.m. open. You said someone said they look for a retest of an IFVG. I think that's great because more confirmation does that mean. No, I think when they said that, they probably meant they just set a limit at the IFVG. Like, I know some people wait for the gap to get inverted, and they set a limit at the actual inversion so they can get a better risk to reward. Me, personally, I don't do that, though, because I know there's certain times where, like, we just get a close through the inversion, and we just don't pull back. We just, like, zoom, if that makes sense. I feel like inversions, by nature, they're kind of like volume-based, right? It's like we're getting a good push up with, with confirmation, but... It seems like volume died a lot. I mean, yeah. I mean, we could just be like, you know, like I was saying before, like accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? We could just be accumulating right here to manipulate lower into that 4-hour gap, and we'll distribute up higher afterwards. But you said exactly, it's mostly volume discretion based. That's why sloppy IFVGs are not ideal. Yeah, I love the V-shaped ones, exactly, yeah. You said the only V-shape was the high today? I mean, I guess maybe. I mean, it's like if you look at like this area right here, there's kind of a V, but like I wouldn't say it's really a clear inversion up there though. I want to see price dump right now. You said, ooh, look, this could heat up here. Honestly, I'm hoping so. And honestly, I'm trying to think. Is there a gap on ES? I thought the gap on ES is further away. Honestly, if either one, even if ES taps into this 4-hour gap. So can you talk about the V-shape a bit? Yeah. So, I want to find a better example if I'm going to talk about it. Oh, wait. I think the 5-minute. I guess, honestly, I could call like this a V shape. So, like, essentially, it's like, imagine like we push down, right? And this is in terms of inversions, right? We push down and we almost immediately come back right up, right? So, like, where's my drawing tool? So, like, imagine, right? We push down very forcefully, but we just immediately push right back up, right? So it's like in the shape of a V. Because I feel like the best moves in the markets, like let's say if we come sweep out a low and we do a V shape while doing so, I feel like that's like the highest probability setup to take a reaction out of there. And I feel like that, like, one of the characteristics though of like a V shape is like if we form a fair value gap like this that's pretty big and we almost immediately inverse it right after. You said where would you take an entry there? So I mean I actually did try taking an entry in this earlier this morning when I first started to stream. I got break even on this. So me personally, I just put I just market order once the candle closes. So the second this candle closed, I just market ordered. I know my stop is crazy wide, but I just put my stop loss down at the swing low. I went for a 1-to-1, and I just went break even once we took out this internal high up here. I feel like once I saw us react off this high like this and come right back down, like that's not something I'm willing to hold. Interestingly enough, though, so it looks like we're kind of coming back up. Said shit price action. Honestly, I would agree. You said, hi, I'm looking at alpha futures, but I don't really know which plan to go with. I think the zero plan is the best, especially if you're a beginner. The zero plan has like no activation fee. So for like the 50K account, it's like $99 all in, no activation fee. And my discount code TIMB272, that'll give you 10% off. So I'll bring it down to like $90, no activation fee. So honestly, I think that's the best opportunity because the standard and the advanced plans, they both have an activation fee when you pass. It's a very accumulation, yeah, honestly. Ever since 10 a.m. hit, we've been just chopping. So like I was explaining before though, like in terms of V shapes, right? Like honestly, best case scenario for me is like, let's say, right, we come here, chop, 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 and eventually here's that. Like a V shape like that. You said, how come the zero plan doesn't have an activation fee and the other do? I mean, well, it's called the zero plan. That's just how it works. I mean, you can read through the rules of all the plans. They have different rules. But, like, I mean, like, it has a payout cap. Like, the other accounts have a $15,000 payout cap, where the zero plan has either, like, a $1,500 or a $3K payout cap. So it's a little cheaper. You said you take any trades yet? So I took one trade that stopped me at break even. I took like, it was like a 5-minute inverse up here. Although once we took the internal high up here, I just went break even and it pretty much like break even stopped me immediately. You said go explode. I hope it does. You said, bro, I'm gonna cook something. Let me know if we hit the 4-hour or 1-hour bullish gaps. I got you, bro. Said chop equals 940.59. Yeah, we've been chopping. You said that, was that like a 1-minute trade? I mean, well, it was a 5-minute inverse, but I held it for 34 seconds. We pretty much gave me an entry, like hit my break even point and just hit it immediately. You said, I don't know if I'm gonna take a trade today. I'm down 3K for the week. I might need to go backtest more then. Not a bad idea, honestly. Because sometimes, like, even if you have a good strategy, I feel like sometimes if your confidence is weak, it can mess you up. And I feel like backtesting is I don't know if you guys heard me saying before, like, I spent a bunch of time backtesting last night. And the reason I did that, though, is because I was lacking confidence in my system. Like, I lost the past 2 days in a row. And I know, like, I shouldn't question myself. But I feel like it's kind of human nature where I'm like, okay, I gotta guarantee, like, this strategy actually does work, right? Like, is something going on here? And I feel like then you can backtest like a couple months and it's like, all right, like this strategy does work. The crazy thing, I only needed 500 to pass the account. Sorry to hear that. I feel like it'd be like that sometimes, though. I feel like you get so close to passing and you're like out of nowhere. I feel like that's why you always gotta like I've learned in my experience, like no matter how close I get to a payout, no matter how close I get to passing like a eval account, in my mind, like I gotta stay on my toes at all points. Like, I can't slack off at any point. Because I feel like it's like if you slack off at the end, you could take a shit setup and lose on it, right? You take another shit setup, lose on it. It's like, okay, well now I'm back to like halfway and I lost all the money I had. Why are we going up? This is some serious job. You said price action's horrible today. You know, I think it's actually, I'm not going to lie, I think it's kind of funny. I actually started this stream this morning. I thought to myself, I can't keep complaining about price action. But, like, it's so tempting to today. You know, I'm just going to read that thing in chat and I'm not going to comment on it. But, he said it. You said perhaps the 4-hour wicks won't get any longer. I mean, it's possible we might not go into this 4-hour gap. And the 4-hour might not go any further down. But the thing is, though, I feel like we need to hit a gap to go up. I mean, maybe not. I mean, because the thing is, though, like, honestly, so let's say if we break above this high up here and we just keep continuing up, like, I would start looking for a continuation long. But, like, I really would have preferred if that 4-hour got hit at least. While I'm sitting here, I just want to analyze something. I know. The only reason I'm looking at this up, like I saw like 2 people so far on social media. Like when I scroll through my stories, I saw 2 people take that trade, and I don't get why they took it. Like I get the rough logic, but I still disagree and think it's a bad trade. But so hopefully, maybe I might get what I want here, right? Like you see, we had this accumulation zone right here. We actually manipulated up. So hopefully maybe we'll push down now to this 4-hour gap. Maybe. It's looking like we're getting some bearish movement finally. So what, the 4-hour gap's like 50 points away? So we still got some room to move, but... You said I'm $115 away from blowing my funded? Sorry to hear that, Jeremy. You got this next time, though. Try not to get discouraged. You said, am I cooked? I mean, honestly, maybe a little bit with this funded account, but like not long term though. Like, I mean, that funded account might not have hope. Like, I mean, well, do your best to keep trading. Like, look for like A+ setups and like don't give up on it. But like, you said might not get a second entry today. I mean, I still have like 40 minutes left for me to look for a setup. A little more than what, like 42 minutes. You said A+ full port next. Either it's gone or saved. That honestly, that's what I would do. Because I feel like sometimes people tell me, they're like, oh, I have $200 left in my funded account. Like, should I split this into like 4 trades? I'm like, so you're going to risk like $50 per trade? Like, I know like that's an extreme example and all, but it's like, I feel like when you keep lowering your risk, like at some point you have to risk back up, and like you still put yourself in a bad position. So like I guess my point here is, right, like imagine you have $200 at the drawdown. I drop my risk to $100 per trade, and it's like I win a bunch of trades, and then I'm up 400. Like, for me to actually make consistent movement, like, am I going to keep my risk at $100? No, it's going to take me forever to get back to where I started. So, like, I'm going to up my risk, but then at some point, you're going to, like, give yourself only a couple trades to bring the room, right? Like, let's say I up my risk to 200, and I'm up 400. Now, if I lose 2 trades in a row, I still blow the account after I went on a big winning streak, if that makes sense. So, we're getting some bearish movement. And we still have not tapped the 4-hour gap just yet. Bro said, I'm gonna full port your next trade. So I'm hoping we open up like this 1-minute gap over here. I'm hoping this 1-minute gap holds. I want us to send us lower, right? And like this 1-minute inversion right here is a setup I would never take, I feel like. I feel like we're not really delivering from anything significant. I feel like if you zoom in, it looks a good setup, but You said I swear I yawned like seconds before you yawned the past 3 times. I don't know. Maybe we're connected subconsciously. At least though, I'm so tired. I feel like my body's been telling me lately I gotta stop pushing myself so hard. Ugh. Oh, price has done absolutely nothing since 10 a.m. I wonder what type of range is this? It's a bigger range than I thought, but we're not going anywhere. So I mean, I guess the thing is, if we're gonna push up and like start breaking above all these highs, I guess I'd have to start looking for a continuation long, even though like it's not what I wanted. But I like honestly though, for me to look for a continuation long, like I want to see like all of these highs broken now. Like I'd want to see us start closing above these highs up here, honestly. You said, okay, I'm back, still sideways and yawn worthy. You said, I don't know if for real it's going up. Yeah, honestly, it might be going up right now, which I'm not happy about. It would have been a lot more ideal for me if we pulled back into like this like 4-hour gap down here, but it's looking like that might not happen. So I guess so ES took that high. So there is an SMT at the high. I mean, I'm not expecting the SMT to necessarily hold. So I mean, maybe us SMT at the high will allow us to push down. Maybe. I honestly hope we can get a 3-minute inverse here, because honestly, I feel like if we close through this 3-minute, I feel like we're probably going to start pushing down again. But you said I have successfully blew my account. I don't know if that's a successful thing, but I can't. Were you the one that said you have $100 left? I'd be forgetting who's who. No, I think that was someone else. Well, at least I always think you get a fresh start, right? Like, I feel like when you blow an account, I feel like on the bright side, when you get a fresh account, in your head at least, you can call it like a fresh start, if you know what I mean. Like, maybe if you had some bad habits, stop carrying them over. You said I have the $200 account. Yeah, I feel like after I said it, I was like, wait a second, it's not you. See, correction, 230. That's not bad. Bro said congrats. You said piano as price action. You said, Tim, if I have the 0 account at Alpha Futures, does it give you a new one automatically on the first of the month if you don't pass the eval? Or do you have to... Well, so the way it works, like the monthly subscription service, so like, it's not the first of the month. It's 30 days from when you buy the initial, like, challenge. If you don't pass or fail, like, well, there's multiple scenarios here, right? So, like, if let's say, you said, oh, shoot, yeah, there is an SMT at the highs, yeah. And there, I don't know if this is something you like. There's this 3-minute right here. This 3 minutes, the highest time frame in the leg. I personally don't like this, but I could understand why someone would take this. I just don't like, we're not delivering from a 5 or a 15-minute gap. I feel like we're low-key kind of delivering from chop, but we did kind of accumulate, right? We manipulated up. We're going to invert this gap, and I could see us distributing down to this 4-hour gap, honestly. But so for the 0 plan and Alpha Futures, right? So if you get rebuild and you haven't passed or failed yet, you just keep trading the same account. But if they rebill you and you hit the daily loss limit, you get a fresh account. So the thing I always tell people is once you get close to your rebuild date, essentially just like full port the account. Like either pass or fail as soon as you can. Because like if they charge you, I feel like in my opinion, I feel like it's kind of stupid to get charged and keep trading the same account. Like you definitely could. Like let's say if you're up $2,000 and you're going to get rebuild, like you could get rebuild and keep trading that same account and you'd still be up 2,000 and you only need 1,000 to pass. But it's like at the same time, it's not something I'm a fan of. I figure, like, just full port the account, pass or fail, and you get a fresh start again. I'm not taking this, but I like the displacement down on this. I would really love... I like how we're getting this good displacement down. I would love if we can come into this 4-hour gap down here, because it's looking like we actually might do it now. Ooh, I'm liking this price action right now. You said bless you, thank you. Damn, that 3-minute didn't even give me, like, even if I wanted to try that 3-minute, this close would have killed me. You said, is this the V shape you're talking about? Honestly, yeah. Like in this case, if I were to take a trade like this, I would have liked a better close. But you can see, like, right, we pushed up and we just immediately pushed back down. It's like in the shape of a V. You said it blew my account, then it goes to TP. Sorry to hear that. It'd be like that sometimes, though. So hopefully, I see ES has a bunch of stacked lows down here. I feel like there's all these lows. Hopefully, they just start running all these lows and continuing lower. You said I just became liquidity for you guys. I mean, well, you became liquidity for other people. I haven't taken any trades today. You weren't my liquidity today. Ooh, keep going down, Nasdaq. Exciting. Oh my god, I really want to see this 4-hour gap get hit. I've actually been waiting for this 4-hour gap to get hit for 45 minutes. I guess what is it keep dumping in your direction, Bakakenu? I just gotta check. Did ES hit any infield gap yet? Not ES hasn't hit the 4-hour either. You said I took a short trade? Hey, not bad. We're dumping right now. You said, does the market have a problem with me? You know, sometimes I feel that way too. But I mean, I feel like we're all like small fish, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like the market's out to get any of us. You said, I don't know if you can find any FVG on the 5 or 15 minute, bruh. I mean, well, the thing is, like, if we tap into this 4-hour gap down here, there's going to be like this 15-minute gap we kind of tap into. So honestly, like, I'd be willing to take longs if we hit this 4-hour, because there's like a 15-minute to the left. But well, technically the 4 hours over here. I mean, like, there's even another 15-minute over here. But I'd want to see this low get swept. Honestly though, I'm hoping. Oh no, this 5-minute gap's low-key cooked over here. You said, is that your Discord going off or mine? I want to say it's yours, because I changed the settings so my Discord shouldn't make noise in the stream. Unless I just changed the wrong setting, I'm just confused, but oh yeah, speaking of Discord, this is so random, but like, so in my Discord, I mean, like, I don't have too much experience like running a Discord, and there's someone that joined. It was like this girl named like Nancy FX, and she kept sending all these like random like trading motivational quotes. It was like, every tick of the market movement shouldn't be emotional to you. It should be data, and your job is to read the data and just stupid bullshit like that. And I'd be like, great quote, Nancy. And then some of the other people in there were like, bro, that's a bot. And then like, you said, yo, that's crazy. I saw it. Yeah. And then some of the other people were like, bro, that's a bot. And then I asked it. I was like, are you a bot? And then there was no response. I was like, damn, this is a bot. Like, I thought I had this like this good trader in here sending all these fire trades, all this motivational market wisdom, but not just a bot. You know, the weird thing was, though, like, I know she had that, like, Telegram channel in her profile, but, like, to my knowledge, I don't think she DM'd anyone. I could be wrong, though. You said, I'm about to cry. How can I handle this kind of stuff, Tim? I mean, honestly, I get the feeling you're going through. Like, it can be really, like, emotionally wrenching to be in situations like that. Like, trust me, I've been there before, but I feel like you always got to think, like, you got to reframe, like, today's just one day, and, like, the outcome of one day, like, in the greater scheme of things, isn't that big of a deal, right? Like, instead of, like, you have all these emotions, just channel these emotions into something positive, right? Like, you could think, okay, well, I'm going to work harder at perfecting my strategy. I'm going to give myself more data that my strategy actually works, right? Like, I'm going to use this as motivation to act as the most disciplined trader possible. Because, I mean, like, you can't fail until you give up, right? Like, as long as you keep coming at something in a smart fashion and don't give up, like, you can't lose, really. And, like, I mean, it's completely normal what you're going through. Like, I've had so many days where, like, I've questioned if trading's even for me. I've been like, I literally can't handle this pain from trading. Because, like, trading can be very emotionally taxing, but, like, I guess my last point with that is, like, just focus on your why reason, right? Like, I say this all the time. Like, every single person has, like, what I call a why reason behind why they want to be a day trader, right? Like, so you either want freedom, you want to, like, help your parents, you want material things, like, you want nice cars, but essentially, like, when you think, why do I want to be a day trader, there's something that really sticks out in your mind, right? So you got to focus on, like, why you're doing this, right? So it's like, if you want to retire your mom, you want to help your family, you want to feed your family, right? It's like, just keep your mind on that, right? It's like that's a bigger motivation than one day, I guess. But I mean, it's completely normal though. You said bros sounding just as motivational as Nancy FX. You said on a lost day I go back and review my entries. Yeah, that's facts, honestly. Every time I But every time I take a loss too, every time I take a trade, really, I like to go back and journal it, and I like to see, like, sometimes I feel like there aren't things at that moment in time that are really obvious to you, but I feel like upon reviewing your trades, like, you know what, actually, there was, like, this one thing going against me that, like, maybe I should have paid more attention to. You said bet it hit. Hey, that's what's up. I guess you were probably targeting that 4-hour gap maybe or something. Not a bad trade though, honestly. Oh, can we give me some form of gap? This is annoying. You said, bro said, long or short, bro, just lost $400 by suddenly pressing sell and going to the bathroom? You know, respectfully, bro, how do you lose money on a sell? Aren't we going down right now? But I mean, like, honestly, like, I'm not randomly just gonna flip a coin. Like, I mean, if you want long or short, just go to Google and say flip a coin and say heads is buy and tails is sell. But I mean, I don't necessarily recommend that. I mean, like, I feel like that's emotional trading, right? Like, you're taking another trade with the mindset of you should don't go to the bathroom again. But yeah, like you should never take a trade with the mindset like, okay, I just lost money, I want to make this money back. I feel like that's like a recipe for disaster, and that's where it gets closer to like being actual gambling. And like I don't really support gambling and trading, if you know what I mean. Like there's day trading, there's gambling. I support day trading. You said, bro, you don't have to sugarcoat. It's just revenge trading and gambling. Bro, what? You said pee in the seat? All traders do? I mean, you don't gotta necessarily do that. I mean, I know they, You said it is, bro. I was just so close to a payout. So, you said yeah, like exactly. We've all been there. Like, bro, if you're so close to a payout, like just because you lost $400, I can guarantee you there's still profit in that account, and you don't want to fuck up the profit you already have in that account. Like I know right now you might be thinking to yourself, "Oh, I'll do anything to make that 400." But if you lose more money, you're gonna sit there and think, like, let's say you lose 400 more, and then or you're down 800 on the day, you're going to sit there and think, oh my God, I would do absolutely anything to make that 800 back, right? And then you might take another trade and you might say to yourself, I'll do anything to make that 1200 back. It's almost like a domino effect. Like, honestly, like, if you catch yourself being emotional, like, I do this all the time. No offense, I think you're probably emotional if you're saying long or short, bro, I just lost 400. Like, honestly, just step away. The markets are going to be here tomorrow, and just wait until you get a ridiculously A+ setup. Like, literally wait until you get a trade where all the stars align, everything is perfect, and then make that your next trade. But you said, what's up, bro, Chacho? Nothing much. What's up with you? Are you Julian Bullion from TikTok? I think you are. Bro said W Nancy. Bro, is my chat, every time I give motivational talks, are you guys going to start calling me Nancy now? You said if it's an eval, bro, just chill. Is there a 30-second inversion here? Dude, what is this candle and why did we wick down like this? You said, yep, Nancy. But yeah, I feel like that's another thing people do all the time too. I feel like they're like, bro, I lost 4.5K today. And they're like, yeah, it was on eval though. And I'm like, bro, so you didn't lose 4.5K. Like, you said, I will, bro. I'm gonna hop off and just hope for the best tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. And bro, but best of luck in your trading. Like, just focus on A+ setups and you got the Sam Bam. And honestly, with the price action today, I could see tomorrow being better. You said, how do I check amount of contracts? Well, like, do you mean like how many contracts you actually have entered? Or like how many contracts you're going to enter? Vincent says, Tim, check outside your window? I'm like, I know you're not there, but like, I'm tempted to check anyway. Dude, what are these candles right now? Yeah, you said, what is that spike exactly? You said we really be complaining about PA every day. Honestly though, low-key though, we really do be complaining about PA every day. And to a point, like, PA low-key has been ass. Oh, you said the weather. Nah, it's not snowing where I am at least. I live in New York. You said, I wish I caught that spike. Yeah, it's weird. I feel like we had this weird spike down, and it spiked up. You said, it's snowing in Toronto here. It's going crazy. I mean, isn't it always snowing over there? At least in the winter, I feel like. I could be wrong. I mean, I've never been to Toronto or Canada. You said, will you take that 5-minute? Honestly, I don't think I want to take this 5-minute. Because, like, there's 2 5 minutes in this leg, so I'd have to see both get closed through. You said it's snowing in Quebec, too. You said it's snowing in Kentucky. Interesting. No, bro, is it actually snowing in Dubai? There's no way it's snowing in Dubai. What? I feel like you guys are just messing with me now. Honestly, I gotta think about, am I gonna take this 5-minute inverse? I mean, we're delivering off the 4-hour really significantly. You said, bro, if it's snowing in Dubai, let me... Oh, you're from Dubai? That's cool. You said they make snow there. They have an indoor ski park. I mean, it's too hot there. It's not like they're getting real snow. I mean, you said PA is ass, bro. We need to collectively get off the charts. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna stay on for like 10 more minutes. But honestly, I think there's a chance I might not get a trade today. I mean, I got one break even earlier today, but. I'm thinking like maybe you said, bro, we only to low-key touch grass together. I don't know about touching grass. I mean, I'll get off the charts, but I'll just go sit on my bed and go doom scroll on my phone. No, I'm kidding. To be completely honest, I feel like now that I look at it longer, if I get a good close through this 5-minute, I might try it, honestly. Bro said need to touch some money first. I like that one. You said PA so buns. I wanted to start talking about the weather. Like, I don't even care what the weather. Yeah. Yo, I feel like I'd be talking about the weather all day long in my job. Like, I work at a bank, and I feel like that's just like the topic of conversation. It's like, oh, you know, it's really warm out today. Like, yeah, it is. Like, oh, you know, we're supposed to get snow next week. Yeah, I heard like 2 inches. Oh my God. You said in this price action, the only thing you'll be touching is your drawdown. I genuinely don't even think I'm gonna get an entry in this. You said, do your coworkers know you trade? Yeah, they know. At first, I feel like I really wasn't telling anyone. And then like since I make videos on social media about it, I can't remember once I was low-key a dumbass and I low-key like brought up. They were like, oh, you know, I bet Tim has a bunch of followers on social media or something like that. I bet Tim's secretly famous. And I was like, maybe I am. I mean, no, I'm not famous by any means. But I was kind of messing with them. And I think one of them found my TikTok. And you know, like when it goes from one person to the other person. It low-key be kind of awkward though. Like I feel like people at my job sometimes like, yo, I watched your stream the other day. And I'm like, oh, you watched that? You said you're going to take this long? I want to see how the candle closes. You said you're famous in my book, bro. Appreciate that, Vizid. You said, I'm watching you from Albania, bro. I think you're doing all right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's weird. I feel like one of the things about making content is like, I feel like I had 1,000 followers and I was like, nah, like I mean shit, if that makes sense. Like, this is nothing. And then like you get 5,000, then you get 10,000, then you get 20,000. It's like, at what point do I think? Bro said, if I saw you in public, I'd want a picture. Hey, honestly, I appreciate that. Damn, 100-point stop loss on this? So did you ever get that third payout? Yeah, I did. They paid it to me. It was like Monday night or something like that. They paid it to me from Top Step. You said, how about a like button smash? Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't mind on YouTube, hit that like button. It does help me out. Oh, you said, do you get insider info for Nasdaq at the bank? Nah, I get no info about Nasdaq at the bank. He said, yo, Vizid, do you keep changing your name? Nah, Vizid, he's watching on Twitch. So, like, I have a bot that copies the chat between Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Oh, it's always the same Vizid. It's just, it'll say Restream bot with a different number next to his name sometimes. I have a feeling I'm not going to take this. Maybe. If we pull back. How many points till a break even? Like 20 points to break even. Honestly, this isn't the best setup, but I might try this long, honestly. I feel like we're moving so bullish. We tapped into that 4-hour gap, had a strong reaction off of it. The only thing I hate is out into a break even so quick. I'm probably going to stop the break even, honestly, but I'm going to try it. I just want to wait for this candle to close. Okay, so I'm in there. I'm probably going to have to go break even ridiculously quick. Honestly, this isn't the best trade. But and so if ES takes the internal high as well, I'll go break even there too, but I mean, the only thing I don't like with this trade, I feel like my break even point is just so close. You said I skipped the trades too high enough, no room. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I feel like the more I'm sitting here and looking at it, I do agree with you. Like, honestly, like, what are the chances I'm not going to get break even on this? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm already in it, though. I got to accept the risk. This honestly is not the best setup, but I'm already in it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the more I sit here and think about this, I honestly might just close if it pulls back to my break even. He said, bro, why is the market so slow today? But guess what? On social media, watch how many people say they made generational wealth. Yeah, I could see that, honestly. I know there's mad people that took that long right after market open. Remember that long we were talking about saying it wasn't that good? I feel like I saw mad people take that. I'm like, why are you guys taking that? I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if I want this thing to wick back up and I want to close a break even, honestly. I feel like upon second analysis, this isn't the best trade. Like, it might play out and all, but I just want to see us wick up a little more. Dude, moving take profit to break even is a little crazy, but I might do that. Guys, don't judge me. Honestly, I might just close for, what is this, like 40 bucks? 25 bucks? I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna close it here. I'll just take the small L. I was honestly, I'm not too confident in that trade. That wasn't the best, but it's whatever. It's like, what, I lost 40 bucks. And there's a chance, honestly, I feel like the thing is, though, you said stop, profit, take loss. Yeah, I was just thinking, though, like, if that thing reverses against me, I'd be pretty mad at myself, honestly. So, like, I'll call it a break. I mean, it's close enough to break even. Said you're getting emotional. I mean, maybe I did a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe I should have waited a little longer. I mean, it's whatever, honestly. The thing, honestly, the reason I did get like that, though, is because I feel like I wasn't that confident in that trade. I feel like when I take a trade and I'm not, like, very confident in it, sometimes that kind of happens. He said it's whatever, it's not really a smooth trade, yeah. Honestly, I feel like if I, like, closed early on a position that was a good trade, I would be mad at myself. But I feel like this isn't the type of trade I really want to be holding. Yeah. Honestly, I'm just going to call it here. Because it's like 11:10 now. So I'll pretty much recap everything that happened today. I'll call this a break-even day. So, coming into market open, right? So on the 4-hour, we had this 4-hour gap down here. It's not a gap, actually. What's a volume imbalance, actually? So we tapped into that volume imbalance. We had a very clear reaction out of it, right? You can see we're coming up here. We actually closed through all these gaps. Like at 10 a.m., we actually closed to this 4-hour gap up here. So at this point, the main thing I wanted to see was I wanted to see us trade back into this 4-hour gap, this bullish one, right? So, I mean, at market open, I was looking to take longs, but I really couldn't find anything in here. Because, like, we kind of dumped it open. I know there was this long over here that some people took. But, like, honestly, I'm not too confident in this long right here. Like, the thing was, like, once you took this long, I want to say this point right here was an unfilled 5-minute. No. Yeah, the thing is, so once you're taking this long, we're actually already trading inside of a 5-minute gap, right? So it's like you're taking this 2-minute, almost expecting this 5-minute to fail, if that makes sense, right? And then, yeah, so I didn't like any of those trades. So I pretty much at that point was waiting until, we tapped into the 4-hour. I feel like the main thing, too, was once we, disrespected this 15-minute bullish gap, I was like, okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna hit this 4-hour. So I pretty much just waited. We tapped into it. And then, what was the break even I took? Oh, the break even I took, I'm sorry, I missed one trade actually. So there was a break even I took right around here. So the reason I took this one was we created a bearish 5-minute gap. We almost immediately inverted it. Well, we immediately inverted it. And we're also coming off of this bullish 15-minute gap, right? And you can even see, like, on the 15-minute chart, this 9:30 candle, like, we came down at market open. We tapped into this bullish 15-minute gap, and we came all the way back up, right? So, I feel like that was honestly a good long. But the thing was, we took the internal high up here, and then we just came right back down, and that was my break-even point. So I got stopped at break-even on that. And then, I was waiting for that 4-hour gap to get hit. We tapped into the 4-hour. The thing is, honestly, I feel like part of the reason I took this trade was partially because I really wanted longs. Like, I feel like I was really long bias. Like, we tapped into that 4-hour gap and offered a very clear reaction out of it, right? Like, you can see, like, once we tap into this 4-hour, we're just coming right back up. And we closed through both of these 5-minute gaps, and these 5 minutes are both the highest time frame gap in the current leg. I low-key wanted an entry somewhere down here, but I couldn't get that because you could see, like, even if I go to the 30-second, there's just no inversion entries down here. That makes sense? Like, honestly, ideally, I would have wanted an entry down here. But yeah, so, I mean, full transparency, I entered a trade up here once we closed through this 5-minute. The stop loss was really big. That's, like, one reason I really shouldn't have taken this. Also, the break-even point is just so close. That makes sense. Like, I wanted to go break-even up here, and I feel like that's just so close. And honestly, I just feel like it's not a clean setup when I look at it. Like, honestly, like, that was low-key kind of user error. Like, I really should have been more, cautious of this setup. Like, honestly, like, that was honestly my mistake. Like, looking back, like, this is something I definitely could improve. Like, honestly, I really shouldn't be taking a setup like this, to be completely honest. Like, yeah, it might work out. It might hit my break even. You said L for the day? I mean, a little bit. I took one break even, and then I took one trade, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? And I closed for a really small loss. He said, you chill, little Nancy, getting emotional. He said, how long you been trading for? I've been trading. I first started trading at the end of 2018. I low-key had no idea what I was doing at first. I used to gamble on options. I'd say about 3.5 years ago, I got serious and, like, what I call, like, locked in. But, I've been trading. Like, I really count my start points, like, 3.5 years ago. You said didn't take, stuff, anything for the day. Honestly, not bad, honestly. Because, like, I mean, me personally, I feel like following my model, I feel like this 5-minute looks pretty good. It said 201,888. Oh, 2018. Oh, yeah. I don't know why that took me. I just turned dyslexic for a second. You said in 2018. I was in grade 8 playing with them toys. Yeah, I'm 26. People be calling me Unk. I don't like it, but that was what I graduated high school in 2018. Yeah, but I guess that was pretty much my recap for the day. I mean, I pretty much have anything else to say. I mean, I'm not the happiest with myself for taking this long, honestly. I mean, like, I didn't lose that much money. You said Unk, but you look like a Yunk. Yeah, but honestly, I guess I'm not too happy with myself for taking this long, to be honest. But at the same time, at least I do like that I recognized pretty quickly. I was like, wait, this is a shit trade. It's like, at least I was able to recognize it was a bad trade before it went against me too bad. But he said I may be too old to be in this. Nah, you're good. I mean, I welcome people. I welcome everyone. All ages, races, genders. Yeah, I guess I probably don't have anything else to say. I mean, also, if you guys aren't in my free Discord already, I do have my free Discord. It's like linked in my profile. It's probably also in the pinned comment. You guys can tag me anytime, ask me any questions. Also, if you guys are looking for a prop firm to trade with, my favorite prop firm is Alpha Futures. I do have my discount code, which is code TIMB272. It will get you 10% off all valuations, or if there's some better discount going on, it'll get that as well. You said, why didn't you take the long on the first inverse? I guess you probably mean like the first 5-minute inverse, like this 5-minute inverse down here. So the reason I didn't take that one is because, like, even though we closed this first 5-minute, there's no reason saying that we couldn't hold this other 5-minute. Like, I can't just take an inverse of this first one and just hope the other one inverts. That makes sense. Like, the way my model works is I'm always taking the highest time frame, like, inversion in the leg, and if there's 2 gaps in the leg, I need to wait for both of them to invert. That's why it's not ideal. Like, I highly prefer setups where, like, I prefer setups where, there's only 1 gap in the current leg. Yeah, but I guess, I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna start wrapping up here unless you guys have any questions, but I will be live, though, for the rest of the week at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What's today? Today's Thursday? Tomorrow's Friday? Oh, it's a no news Friday? Exciting. Well, hopefully I can at least make some money to end this week a little less red, but... You said I'm watching this pop RN? Yeah, it's kind of popping RN. I have curiosity. I mean, I'm not going to stay on a watch or anything, but I wonder how this trade would have played out. But the thing is, though, honestly... Overall, I think I made the right decision closing on it. So I only closed for like a $40 loss, which low-key isn't much. And the thing was, if that thing went against me, I'd be very upset at myself. But, so I do appreciate every single one of you guys stopping by and watching. You said you did good with the action. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like price action wasn't ideal today, to be honest. But I do appreciate every single one of you guys that stopped by today and came hang out, ask questions, trade with me. But I will be live again at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so definitely come by for that if you guys are interested. You said it was and is crap. It really is. But yeah, I hope all you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out.